family. I wish you the very best and thank you for taking on this responsibility of representing Latvia in Chicago and in Illinois. Mr. Ambassador, it is great to be with you this evening. It is great to have this Baltic gathering. Al Damascus, my friend from Lithuania, told me about this and said the Latvians are coming to town, the Lithuanians are going to be right next to them. So we all came out this evening. I wouldn't be anyplace else this evening. My mother wouldn't allow me to be anyplace else other than to have such a great gathering. I want to make 2 points to you. And the first point is we should never forget the price that was paid by people in Latvia and Lithuania and so many other countries for freedom. For freedom. We take it for granted. We assume as Americans it is ours, and we don't have to worry about keeping it. But in Latvia and Lithuania and so many other countries, people shed blood and died recently, in our lifetimes, for their own freedom that we celebrate this evening. I can remember the radio TV tower in Vilnius and the 13 or 14 Lithuanians who lost their lives. I was there shortly thereafter when the Soviet tanks moved in, and I went up to Riga to make a visit there. I just learned that the mayor at the time happened to be the same man who is our ambassador today. And he reminded me, in January of 1991, the 4 individuals, I believe it was, in 5 in Latvia who lost their lives, standing up for independence and freedom. I remember that little walk in the park. There was a park setting there with candles and flowers to commemorate that tragic event when they gave their lives for freedom in Latvia. And we're lucky, aren't we, to live in a country where we don't have to fight every day for freedom, where we don't have to worry about losing our children or someone we love in the cause of freedom. But the Baltics, that is not a distant memory. It's one that's very current. What did we decide to do in America after they achieved their freedom? We said to them, you are part of us. We are together in a NATO alliance. We will stand with one another. An attack on Latvia is an attack on the United States of America. An attack on Lithuania is an attack on the United States of America. We will stand by your side. And for that reason, to this day, Latvia, Lithuania, and so many other countries in the NATO alliance can enjoy their freedom. And there are threats. We know where they come from the east. And they continue to worry us in Estonia and Latvia and Lithuania. But we stand together with that NATO alliance. The second point I'd like to make is very briefly. I'm blessed to be here. My mother was an immigrant, brought to this country at the age of 2 in 1911 from Jurbarkas near Kaunas in Lithuania. And the family decided that the American dream could best be found in the town of East St. Louis, Illinois. And that's where they immigrated, and that's where I grew up. And there was a large Lithuanian community, not nearly as large as Chicago. But I've always been proud of that fact, that my mother was an immigrant. And my office in Washington, in the Capitol, just behind my desk is my mother's naturalization certificate. At age 23, she became an American citizen. And I am so proud to see that and to realize that this nation of immigrants included my mother. When I heard Eric's story about your family as refugees coming to this country, I am certain that there were people who said, oh, not more of those people. They can barely speak English, you know, and they aren't like us. What are they ever going to do? They're probably going to be on welfare. Well, not knowing Baltic people, they are hardworking people, and your family, I'm sure, is ours, showed that they were proud to be part of this country too, and made a great contribution. It's time for us to remember in our generation that there are refugees around this world who are looking to America, desperately looking to America as our parents and families and others did. That is part of our legacy. That is part of our heritage. I hope it will be part of our future too. It's an honor to be with you, Mr. Ambassador, and the new Consulate General representing Latvia. I'm hoping that we can have other occasions. I'll bring my bottle when we have